Hello, beautiful evening, friends, and welcome to Fitness Talks with Anand. How are you guys doing? We've again gone into a lockdown. Just be very safe because there are a lot of cases increasing in Pune and everywhere in India. So be safe and take good care of yourselves. Do not go out unless you really have to. Today, in the season 2, episode 2, we are going to have our guest, Dr. Rajendra Sathe, again with us, as there are a lot of unanswered questions which we have to address. Mr. Rajendra Sathe is a physician and sexologist with 35 years plus experience in the field of sexual medicine who believes in educating, counseling, mentoring, and guiding young to old men, women, and couples through this knowledge, training, understanding, expertise, experience on all the sexual and relationship matters regarding teenage sexuality, pre and post marriage issues to 40 plus year old and well into the 60s and beyond. Today we are going to talk more over about today's topic is going to be premarital counseling. So there are some questions that we would ask Dr. Sathe, and let's understand what it is and why is it important. Okay. You've sent across the request. Dr. Sathe, please accept the request. So guys, if you have any questions that you want Dr. Sathe to answer, you can WhatsApp it to me on 9860531794. We will keep the identity private and share those questions with Doctor. Hello, beautiful evening, Doctor. Welcome to Fitness Talks with Anand, episode 2. So many unanswered questions. Yes, beautiful evening, Doctor. Are you able to hear and see me? So friends, till Doctor comes online, I again want to repeat that if you have any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to WhatsApp it to me on 9860531794, and we will be keeping the identity a private and sharing those questions because the same question would also be in other people's mind. This is a topic we should not be shy about, but we should ask questions here and increase the knowledge. So welcome, Doctor. Welcome to Fitness Talks with Anand, Season 2, Episode 2 again. Dr. Sathe, are you able to hear and see me? Okay, I would like to ask our viewers if they are able to hear. Am I audible, viewers? Okay. See me and hear me, please type into the comment section. We will have Dr. Sathe coming back right in. Hi, Pradeep. Good to have you here. So yes, today's topic is going to be premarital counseling. I understand that this is not directly connected to exercise, but yes, indirectly exercise and nutrition and good health really makes a lot of difference in this. Okay, we have Dr. Sathe coming right back in. So friends, Dr. Sathe has been 35 years into this field and is really experienced. We have some questions from some viewers who attended last time and they want the answer for the same. We will share these questions with Doctor today and get those answers. So if you have any questions coming into your mind, please feel free to WhatsApp it to us and we will ask the same questions to Doctor in this episode. or the coming episodes. Hi Pratik, if you can see and hear me, please drop a message. Yes, anybody in the viewers, if you can see and hear me, please drop a message. Yes, we're sending the request across. Hello, Saif, welcome. Pratik, you are not able to see and hear me? Pratik, are you able? Am I audible to you? Is the video clear? We're waiting for a guest to come online. All right, anybody in the viewers? Can you see and hear me? Please write yes in the comment section if you can see and hear me. All right, thank you. Thank you, Gata, for answering that. We'll wait for our guest to come in. Yes. Yeah, so we have Dr. Satya online.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Am I audible?
yeah. I'm able to hear you now.
Super. So, Dr. Sate, I did a quick introduction about you and introduced our viewers about today's topic, that is premarital counseling. So, firstly, we would like to know what is premarital counseling and why is it important?
Well, I'm glad that I'm on this program of yours of ISFS, and I'm glad that we have chosen this topic because this is I believe, one of the most important topics in the life of a man about
True.
premarital counseling. Uh, you know, we take major decisions in our life about our education, then if we want to choose a particular career, and all those things we have a lot of guidance coming in from various fields. But when it comes to marriage and post-marital life, there are two aspects to that. One is the aspect of the husband and wife relationship, which is okay, which can be which could have some issues, but also there is an important part of the physical relationship. The physical relationship, as I mean about the sexual relationship between a man and a woman. And
Right.
we are not able to gauge that type of a relationship issues, the problems that we might face in those relationships after we get married, because one cannot go and especially in Indian culture, one cannot go and have sex with the person to know whether we are compatible or not. Although
Correct.
nowadays in the recent times, many men and women are sexually active before they get married, so they
Correct.
know how both of them are before marriage also. But when it comes to a couple who is getting married is an arranged marriage, then sexual act between the two of them has not happened. And after marriage, many a times there are some issues which can sort of um, create problems for the man or for the woman, and
Correct.
then that can be a great thorn in the marriage. For
Right.
example, if the man has erectile dysfunction, or if the
Yeah.
man has premature ejaculation, or
Right.
the man has lack of desire for sex, these issues can create a problem.
Yeah.
In addition, there are physical issues like phimosis, which can be a big problem. And I have seen marriages not getting consummated for about 25 years. And after those problems have been sorted out, then the marriage has got consummated. This was an extreme case which I would like to share with you, and came to me in his early 50s. And his main issue was that he was not able to have proper sex with his wife, and he was under a lot of mental stress. For which he was taking treatment from a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist also was talking to a clinical psychologist who finally referred the case to me. And then while we were chatting, the both of us, he said that the major problem in my life is that I have never had sex with my wife. And though I am a father of a child, I don't think we have been having a successful sexual act. So then I called his wife along, and then she also said the same thing, that the penis has never gone inside the vagina. So I asked her and him also that, how come you got a daughter? So he said, well, whenever we had sex in the early part of our marriage, the penis always was, sort of outer part of the vaginal opening. And very often I used to discharge my semen over there. So then that semen still entered into the vaginal canal, and the wife got pregnant. And finally she delivered a child. A child was born. But then after that, there was still no sex between the two of them. And one of the problems that the man was facing was he had phimosis, which means that the skin on the penis does not roll back. And if it doesn't roll back, especially when the penis is erect, then whilst pushing the penis inside the vagina, or while trying to insert the penis inside the vagina, the skin gets pulled and it gets very painful and the erection goes away. So this particular problem was there in this particular couple. And then after I, spoke to them and we did a proper minimal surgery to correct the problem, we did not do a circumcision. We did another type of a surgery where we made the opening of the prepuce larger, and the skin started rolling back. And then his fear of pain was gone. And then only the sexual compatibility was established, and they had sex for the first time in their early 50s. Mind you, this is one of the rarest cases which I have seen only once in my lifetime. That for 25 years they were married, they were together, they had a child, but they had the first sex in their life after 25 years. And this is what people feel, that when they want to come to a doctor for premarital counseling, they don't know how to approach a doctor. They don't know who to go to, and they don't know how to ask questions. But I tell everyone that, look, I'm a normal doctor, and just as you go and ask questions to a doctor as if you have a cold or a cough or a fever or whatever it is, you come and ask me questions, and I'm ready to sit across the table and discuss with you, so that these questions can get answered.
Right. That's so wonderful, doctor. That's such a very rare case. Actually, that was one of the questions also that one of our guests had asked. If I could ask that question. One of the question was, you mentioned not lack of desire of having sex. One person has messaged me that he's in his 40s, and he's messaged that I don't feel like having sex anymore with my wife. So it's not that I don't love her or anything, but I don't feel like having sex with her anymore. So
yes,
if you could address that.
So this particular person is now 40 plus, so obviously is married. But even in the early part of the marriage, I have seen couples who are newly married, and the man has no desire for sex to have, for his partner. And the reasons can be various. I have had people who have come and told me that she is not attractive to me, and I was forced into this marriage. Then they have come and told me that she is too fat, and I don't have attraction towards fat women. Then again, the other end, she is too skinny, or she has absolutely no breasts, or flat chested, as we call it. So that has, that puts me off. Plus, there are issues concerning phimosis, as I told you, that if the man has phimosis, then and if he has pain, anything that you do in in the sexual act, if it is painful, then obviously you don't feel like doing it. In fact,
Correct.
you take anything in life, even if it comes to say simple cooking. If you
Yeah.
can't cook a particular dish, you will start avoiding preparing that dish. So
Correct.
in case of men, especially young men, the issues are that they have to be tackled with. So we have to sit across the table and discuss. And he has to come forthright. There are also issues
Right.
like attracted towards the same sex person,
Right.
and he has been forced into a marriage. So
Correct.
in such cases I have to talk to him and tell him about these issues, about same sex issues or gender issues. And if it comes to that, I have also counseled the families of the men who have had these problems, that please do not force him into marriage. And if you want to destroy his career and your family and all that, see, it is easy to get married, but then
Right.
getting out of the marriage is a big stigma,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to if the girl alleges that her husband is not having heterosexual attraction or what, and women come to know about it after
Correct.
marriage. Girls are very smart. They can understand that whatever it is, they can sense it, and then I've had women come and tell me all these things,
Right.
where they feel that their husbands are not sexually compatible because they have got gender issues. So this is one issue. As regarding the person in the 40 plus age group, the lack of desire can be because of hormonal issues. Hormonal issues like testosterone and prolactin. These are the two main hormones which drive our sexuality. So
Right.
if there is low testosterone and high prolactin level in the blood, then we can correct those issues and sort of give treatment and again see to it that the desire comes back. But again, if there are issues concerning relationship where the man and his wife have got some relationships issues which have to be tackled, discussed, then those issues are also discussed. I encourage the man to come with his partner and discuss it. There are issues like erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation. So supposing a man in his 40s suddenly starts feeling that his penis is not getting erect, or the moment his penis inserts into the vagina, he discharges the semen, then he loses confidence. And the moment he starts losing confidence, his desire also starts going down. And if
Correct.
in the next 1 or 2, 3 years, if he doesn't take any proper treatment from a doctor, then obviously his desire will keep plunging and he'll keep losing confidence. So it is a catch-22 situation. Right.
Correct. Correct.
So this is about the desire issues.
Yes, and the same was
Another female who said that I don't feel like having sex with my partner, and but they have to. So it is sometimes. So both these people, I have shared your contact.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So at times what happens is the female again is forced into a marriage. That could be one reason, or sometimes her husband could be a lousy lover. Many a times people feel that they are great lovers, but actually they are not, and they don't know how to arouse a woman. They don't know how to touch her. In Marathi we call it dhasmusalepana. Where the man is very fast in all his actions. Even in the touching and caressing, and he directly touches a girl on her breasts or on her genital areas in the foreplay, and then she doesn't like that.
Right.
There is the art of loving also there. It's also there, and that has to be sometimes explained to the man. If the woman comes forthright and tells me that, look, I don't like it because he is doing these things which I don't like. Sometimes there are body odors which she does not like. Sometimes there is body hair. Sometimes there are issues concerning eating tobacco, which makes the mouth smell foul, or it could be excessive alcohol, or it could be any other issue. Sometimes halitosis. Halitosis is something which there is infection of the oral cavity, and then there is foul smell in the mouth. Then the girl doesn't feel like going close to her partner. But there are hundreds of issues, and we need to sit and talk across the table instead of just avoiding it. And nowadays I have seen many a times that it is the wife of the man who contacts me first and says that we would like to come and I would like to come with my husband and all that,
Right.
I tell them
Google.
Please come to him. He does online consultations.
yeah,
Yes, doc. We are
yeah.
we are live again.
Okay, fine. Right.
So
So, I always encourage the couple to come, and the woman, if she has having issues, let her come and talk to me. It is my clinic. One more issue I would like to tell, that people sometimes feel that how can I go to a sexologist clinic? Now, I would like to make things very clear over here that in my clinic, it is just Sathe clinic that is mentioned. I have not put any boards outside that not too many people know that I'm a sexologist amongst the local areas. And secondly, I'm also practicing as a physician. So even if you meet someone whom you feel you might, have met accidentally in my clinic, you can still say that Dr. Sathe is my family doctor. And you can come to me for family issues also. In fact, there are many many people who came to me first for sexual problems, but then now they consult me regarding small family issues or some minor illnesses also. And I do help them. There's nothing wrong because primarily I'm a physician, and that gives me a better advantage in my counseling factors also, because I know that there are some medical issues that could be contributing to this. Now, in case of that woman also, the medical issue that could be contributing to her lack of desire could be a hormonal problem. She could be having lack of lubrication, and which could be making it painful for her. Or she could be having some other, where the female hormones are in an imbalance, and especially around the age of 40, when women enter into menopause, then these problems can happen. So these are the issues which have to be tackled, either at the psychological level or at the medical level. And we have to find out. There is no instant solution. At times you have to meet me 5 or 6 times by the time I am able to find what could be wrong with you. And then also I need to do a lot of investigations to find out. So those are also an important part of the issue.
Wonderful. Yeah. So those were my questions, and thank you for addressing premarital counseling. I guess that is very important. So that's a very nice topic. I think we had a very good discussion, and I would really, the people who've passed on the questions to me are also very shy to talk to the doctor, but I've tried convincing them to come and meet you. So all the viewers who watch this now and later, please make sure that if you have any questions, please contact Dr. Rajendra Sathe. You will find him on the website drrajendrasathe.com, or you can also Google him.
No. It is sexualhealthdoctor.in. Sexualhealthdoctor.in.
Sexualhealthdoctor.in. And also you can Google Dr. Rajendra Sathe and you will find his clinic details. So guys, please feel free to address this issue and get your answers from Dr. Sathe. Dr. Sathe, thank you for coming on the show and answering this topic today. It has been wonderful talking to you, and there are so many new things and so many hidden things which we are talking. That's a wonderful thing. So thank you for your time. And
Okay.
so let's meet up in the next episode with a new topic for our viewers
Yeah.
about the same.
Right.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, friends, that was Dr. Rajendra Sathe, 35 years of experience, and really, in his 35 years, he was also sharing that many people are shy about coming out and discussing their problems. So, please don't do that. If you have any questions, please get them answered by doctors, and so that you can get the right advices. Uh, all right, coming back. So let's have whatever questions you might be having, feel free to message them to us. You can directly connect with the doctor, or you can also message them to me. We will keep your identity private and pass on these questions to the doctor. Also, in this situation where we are in a lockdown, please, it is my sincere request to people that go out only if it is really, really necessary. Be safe, take good care of yourselves, exercise and eat good food, take good rest, and take good care of yourself, guys. Immunity is the way to go ahead. Thank you for watching us on ISFS, that is ISST School of Fitness Sciences, where we offer a lot of courses, diploma, master's program into fitness sciences. If you are starting your career or if you are already into the fitness career, you can always do our courses and get upgraded, get your knowledge upgraded, and move ahead in your field. So, thank you for watching us. And also, we are doing the show in the association with UHFF, United Health and Fitness Federation, which is the only registered federation in India and the first one to be registered. So thank you guys for being there, and see you next week with Dr. Sathe and a new guest. Thank you very much.